as hard as it gets.
That's all right. I mean, is that more your specialty? Let's say for when you get requested to DJ somewhere, is it for ambient or more trance type stuff?
Usually more harder stuff.
Yeah.
Underground resistance style type of thing. But I'd like it to move more into the ambient. I'd like to see there be more, chill out rooms at the parties and such, because I think they're a really good alternative environment for people who, need a place to relax or whatever at one of these parties.
Yeah, I think they're very integral for those select few who choose to abuse their bodies. Then they definitely it's a definite release for them.
Yeah. I think it definitely, especially in situations about like what you're talking about. If people are under the influence, they can't always be, hyping out.
Yeah, exactly.
Sometimes they need a relaxing environment.
You a couple of years ago, I guess it was, you took over control of what is now the only import record shop in Vancouver, Odyssey Imports.
Mm-hmm.
And so you've seen a lot of, you do the ordering, whatever, so you know a lot of the material that's getting bought by the local DJs and just people who appreciate the different styles of music that you get into your shop. Have you noticed any kind of a trend over the last, let's say, 2 years of musical styles that are becoming more prevalent, more heard from?
Well, when I first started actually working at the shop, I worked at the shop for a year before taking it over, and for the first year, there was few DJs. There was yourself, the Shays. There was a few, the Love Affair people and all that, but there weren't, there was a small percentage as many DJs as you see now.
Yeah.
And so dance music has really picked up over the last year and a half. At first it was techno, which seemed to be very popular, the whole rave style of techno, but house has definitely taken a giant leap in popularity. It's definitely, on top of things right now, but it tends to fluctuate a lot from what I've seen, from every season to season. You see massive changes in what's big and what people are into. So I never figure it's the way it is forever. It's always changing,
Yeah. You've been DJing now for about, what, a year and a half or so?
Yeah.
Maybe a little longer.
2 years.
2 years,
I guess.
So you've worked at your share of parties and events. Have you done anything outside of Vancouver, whether it was spinning or I guess you've got equipment, so you could do something live as well, right?
I haven't done any actual performing out of town, just recording out of town, but nothing. I haven't actually done any shows. It just hasn't happened, Yeah,
I know. I've been in this city my entire DJ career as well.
Mm-hmm.
What has anybody that, I guess the listeners out there tonight would know any names of people that have helped you on your material, any remixing or anything, or has it just strictly been Phil?
I've done work with Dan Hangerber, who goes under the name Dream Dr. H. People might know him from the Outer Sanctum compilation. And I've done some work with various people who, as of yet, have not been releasing material, but there is a whole lot of people that are doing quality music in this city, and I would say it's only a matter of time before people start seeing a lot of releases out of Vancouver, because the talent is here,
Yeah, there's definitely a hotbed of talent in Vancouver, people who are using the technology to create whatever kind of music they want, if it's ambient or techno or whatever. There's a lot of people popping up.
Mm-hmm. The technology's available now, People can afford to buy home studios and set up, and if they're motivated, basically that's all they need is motivation, and that will enable them to save the money to buy the gear, and that will enable them to write tracks.
Yeah. How many cuts do you have out right now?
Right at the moment, I've got my independent 12-inch, which I released with Duck.
Mm-hmm.
It's a very oddball, hardcore breakbeat 12-inch that hasn't sold very well.
Uh-oh.
There was the XMT 12-inch on ESP, which was just playing, which has done quite well over in England and Europe. And it seemed to do well at the shop. We sold out, whatever. There's an Exist Dance 12-inch coming out, number 14, which will be in about 5 weeks' time, which is a collaboration between myself and Exist Dance. And that should be interesting.
What's the name that they're going to use? Is it going to be an Exist Dance name we've heard before,
No.
or this is brand new?
It's a collaboration between Michael Candle and myself,
Right.
and it's entitled Captain Stargazer and Commander Mindfuck.
Oh, yeah.
So it should be easy to remember what you should be looking out for there.
Excellent. Well, I expect that Michael will be shooting me up a copy or two of that one to play on the show here for you.
Most definitely, yeah.
Get some exposure out there, get people buying some local talents' music.
Well, it's a fine label anyway, Exist Dance.
Oh, yeah. Excellent label. Just received their remixes of Cantamia.
Yeah, very
Tranquility
cool.
Base, yeah.
Very cool.
All right, well, what's up? What's in store for the next year, 1994, for DJ Phil?
I'm going to continue to work on getting shows that are in ambient situations. That's my goal at this point, is to build a set of ambient music that can sustain a whole evening, and hopefully promoters will pick up on that. And I'm going to continue working on music. That's
Yeah.
my plan at this point.
You're going to have to contend with Adam in that respect. Somebody might have to take him out or something.
Well, Adam and I should be, as far as I know from discussions with him, we should be working together relatively soon, possibly even at the next show, depending on how he feels about that. It has been discussed, so I think that would be a good collaboration as well.
Yeah, definitely. All right, well, before we go and get to some more music here, just off the top of your head, if you can, list off, let's say, your 5 favorite labels, ones that people out there can look for.
Labels, Exist Dance for sure, Underground Resistance for sure, RNS Records, let's see, those are the big 3. I'd also say
ESP's all right.
ESP is pretty
got some
good,
good
yeah.
stuff out
I
there.
like some of the stuff on the Fax label when they're not doing their lame ambient stuff. Hard House is good.
Yeah.
I'd say, I guess, those ones, I'm sure there's a whole bunch I'm forgetting right now, but
Yeah.
I like Hard Kiss as well.
Yeah, from San Francisco.
Yep.
All right, well, if people have any questions, they can see you, I guess, down at Odyssey Imports.
Yeah, and if anybody feels like staying up really late tonight, I'll probably be doing an ambient show from somewhere around 3:30 a.m. on. So if
True.
you feel like tripping out to that.
And Dr. Kildare will be here, but you'll probably be on as well.
After.
Yeah, after he's done his little bit for the evening. All right, well, thanks very much for joining us here on Homebase.
Thank you.
Enjoyed having you, and thank you for listening tonight. We still have another hour and 15 minutes to go, so don't go anywhere, and watch for that name, DJ Filth, on flyers. He's been spinning for about 2 years now, but look for more things from him in the future, and we'll try and keep you updated on this program, where he's going to be spinning, and any new releases that he's going to have that I can play. I'll play them for you. This is Mandala with the Encore on Homebase.